How's it brewing, everyone? Coffee Bean here. I want to show you guys a recording, so I apologize in advance. This is going to be a shorter video, but I'm going to try my best to kind of break down what all happened and why it's so important to know what your cards do. I started playing a new deck, the AROMA cards, and I know a good bit of what they can do, but there's still some that I'm learning about the deck. And before I get into too much, I'm just gonna go ahead and hop into the replay and then we'll talk about it more then. Alright, so we did select going first, but let me give you guys a quick breakdown of AROMA. So AROMA cards have a lot of varying effects, from having your life points raised, gaining life points, or having your life points be higher than your opponent's. Like this effect, if you gain life points even during the damage step, you can special summon up to 3 AROMA monsters from your hand to your zones this card points to. You contribute 1 monster this card points to, then target 1 card on the field, banish it, and if you do, gain 1,000 life points. No, not that one. It's this one. While your life points are higher than your opponent's, your opponent cannot target plant monsters you control with card effects. If this card, not the synchro summon one, if you gain life points, target 1 card your opponent controls, destroy it. So there are a lot of different effects. If your life points are higher than your opponent's, all plant monsters you control gain 500 attack and defense. If you gain life points, target 1 face-up card your opponent controls, negate its effects until the end of this turn. So there are a lot of varying effects between the extra deck and cards in hand. Like Jasmine, if your life points are higher than your opponent, you have an additional normal summon of 1 plant monster, as well as if you gain life points, you draw a card. So there's lots and lots and lots of effects that this deck gets from gaining life points. And I think that's really important in a time where people are building combos and decks and strategies around dealing that 8,000 life point damage, and sometimes it does end there. They can't deal over 8,000. It's just enough for a game. So this, I think, is a good example of a good slash bad example of kind of running the game with that mindset. So first we start with Hinotama, and that will deal some damage. Aroma Gardening, whenever on our first normal or special summon, we gain 1,000 life. So we got to draw a card from Jasmine. We used our second normal summon to get out Rosalina. Laurel was special summoned through its own effect. And through Rosalina, we were able to summon out Marjoram. We're just gonna call him Major. Call her Major. So we tribute out Laurel, which gains his life points. And the Link Jasmine, whenever you tribute out a monster, you can special summon, it's just any 1 plant monster from your deck in defense. So we brought out Naturia Camellia. Now, as well as being able to bring out a monster, its other effect when we gain life points is we can add a plant monster from our deck to our hand. That's going to be important for our next play. Now, Major has some effects as well, like you take no battle damage from attacks involving your plant monsters. You don't typically, at least as far as I've seen, I haven't typically seen a whole lot of damage from monster to monster being a huge thing in recent Yu-Gi-Oh! Duels. A lot of times they just have, my opponents had so many effects that they are able to destroy or banish all of my cards off the field before they start swinging. So effects like this didn't really matter to me before. But as I'm as the new season started and I'm back into gold, I've been seeing a lot more use out of this card. It also has an effect as well as being able to be summoned out of the hand if a plant monster is destroyed by battle. But again, it's something where like, you know, being destroyed by battle is really hit or miss in the current form of Yu-Gi-Oh! There's just so much being banished and sent or destroyed to the grave that it can be a bit inconsistent unless you're playing a deck that really stops your opponent more often. So like you have more hand traps and they're forced to attack, you know, your one card on field. But that's just my experience in the lower rankings of Master Duel. We also have the effect of if we gain life, we can banish cards in their graveyard up to the number of AROMA cards that we control. Well, AROMA monsters that we control. So that effect can be good for getting rid of some stuff in the grave in certain situations. But I decided to add Major back to my hand. I link summon out Rosemary, and with Rosemary we get to add any AROMA card to our hand. So I add Angelica. With Angelica, we can quick effect to gain life points for any monster in the grave, like Major. So that's an easy way to gain 2,000 life points off of one card. Well, two cards technically, because it has to be in the grave. So I went ahead and I used Angelica to gain life points so that we would trigger Rosemary's effect of if we gain life points, we special summon a monster from the hand, which is Major. And because we did that, we also get more life points from Aroma Gardening. So we're at 12,000, which is crazy. On turn 2, we've gained 5,000 life points. 4,000. 4,000. I was like, wait a minute, that math is wrong. So because he special summoned out alternate Blue Eyes, we were able to use Camellia's effect to get out Mole Cricket. Also, I completely forgot to mention we did banish Jet, which was huge. And thanks to Mole Cricket, we have a lot of bodies on the field. And because of Major's effect, we don't take battle damage as long as he doesn't read this card. Unfortunately, I made the mistake and tribute out Mole Cricket. I got scared, thought that I could use Horn Needle to get rid of Chaos Max. And then I realized, right, this isn't a card that says send to grave. It is destroy that monster. And Chaos Max, it cannot be destroyed. And I thought things were bad enough with one Chaos Max Dragon, and then he summons a second one. And now I am in a huge pickle. Thankfully, he doesn't go for Major first, he goes for Sunflower, which is still a hard card for me to lose. But it was better than him figuring out that he could have hit this first, and I don't know why he didn't attack again with his other Chaos Dragon. He does clear. Okay, no, he did. I was about to say, I don't remember. That's right. As many times as I've rewatched this, I still forgot that he hit with that second Chaos Max. So thankfully he left, or he wasn't able to clear my entire field, and I had Camellia and Mole Cricket. Unfortunately, he has Harbinger, so I need to be able to bait out Harbinger's effect before I can do anything. I've got plays because of Mole Cricket, but I can't do anything until Harbinger is offline. So I play another Aroma Gardening, just hoping that he sees maybe the rarity of the card, that it's an SR, that I already have one on the field, and he sees that it says special summon on the card. You know, certain words, I think, as we play Yu-Gi-Oh, we pick up on, and we don't necessarily read the entirety of the card, and we just get click happy. You know, the button pops up and it's like, you want to use the effect, and we just go for it. So he wastes Harbinger's effect on Aroma Gardening, which allows me to use Mole Cricket. With Mole Cricket, I can send 2 cards from the deck to the grave, and I can special summon out 2 more monsters. I use all of those to summon out another Rosemary, and this is where we can turn the tide of battle just a smidge. So with Rosemary, I add a card to my hand, which is Aroma Garden. That'll give me 500 additional attack, so I'm able to punch over Magma Head. I use Rosemary's effect to banish Harbinger, but I am now left to deal with Chaos Max Dragon. There is one out in my deck, and it involves having the card Angelica, which we played near the beginning of the game to gain 2,000 life points, and my fusion summon. So we'll just read over Angelica really fast. You can discard this card, then target 1 Aroma monster in your graveyard. Gain life points equal to that card or to that target's attack. Rosemary's base attack is 2,200. So then we look at Aromalith Magnolia, and it has an effect of once per turn, if you gain life points, even during the battle or even during the damage step, you can make all plant monsters you currently control gain attack equal to the life point gained until the end of this turn. This card is so crazy, but I can never get it to resolve with enough monsters on the field for it to be as devastating as it should be. But if I was able to play this next turn, I would be able to bring this card up to 4,800 attack. Just high enough to beat over Chaos Max Dragon. So I was just hoping that I would get the one card that I needed to be able to pull this off. And actually, I would need 2 cards, because to get the card where I need it to be, it has to be in the grave. So I'd have to have survived 2 turns to get to where I need it to be. Thankfully, with Aroma Gardening, if they had attacked, I could summon out a card onto the field, and that would stall a bit. And then with Aroma Garden, whenever a monster I control is destroyed, I gain 1,000 life points. So I might have been able to stall out maybe another turn or 2. But at the end of the day, I don't think I was winning that fight. So I don't know if maybe our opponent was just running out of time, if they thought that because of how many cards I cleared off of their field, that they had no chance to recover if I got rid of Chaos Max, or if, just something came up and they had to drop the game and go do whatever. But that is just my little bit of encouragement to just keep on fighting on. So yeah, this is just as if you guys are new to Yu-Gi-Oh, if you're looking into getting started, if you don't know where to start, honestly, there's so many decks out there. There's so many decks that people have never seen. I think Aroma, I know it's on one of their banners right now. I don't know how new it is. It's got Link monsters and it's got synchros. So it's a bit of I would assume it's one of the newer decks created. I don't know how new it is to Master Duel, how long it's been here, who all knows about it, who doesn't know about it, but I think it's pretty fun. So this is just an encouragement to, do your thing. And don't give up. All right, that's all for today. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will catch you in the next one. Take care.